Louisiana beer reviews. Cerveza Modelo Especial Chelada, introduced in October 2013. Brewed in Mexico. It is a beer. It's a Modelo beer, and we know Modelo Especial was introduced in 1925, but it's a kind of a different Modelo because this one only has 3.5% alcohol. It is brewed in Mexico, like I said. They're testing it out in a few states, and then they said on their website they're going to try to roll it out nationally in the first quarter of 2014.
Where in Mexico is it brewed?
Monterrey.
Monterrey.
And Nuevo Leon. Okay, and you might not know this, but the big Modelo company was bought completely by Anheuser-Busch in 2013. They used to own half the company, now they own 100%.
InBev?
Yeah, they had to get through some antitrust problems. You know how that goes.
I know how that goes.
But it's made with tomatoes, salt, and lime. It doesn't say anything about rolling the can, but I think we better, huh?
What do you mean? What is that for?
To like mix it up, because you know if you pour this in a glass, you'll notice that it'll be tomato at the bottom, beer at the top. Okay.
Hope it doesn't explode.
Kind of a cool looking can. I don't think it will. And this is the first video review for this beer in the world. And there were only 2 reviews on Beer Advocate and 2 reviews on Rate Beer, so we're getting in on this very early.
Where do the early raters rate?
I didn't even look hardly. How do
they rate these kind of tomato beers?
Most people think they're bad.
Yeah, figured that.
I mean, they are made by a major company. Okay. We got in a big argument this week over John Smith's ale because some guy was like, "That is trash. It's made by this big old company."
Right. How dare you like it?
And somebody else was saying, "So what?" Okay. Now this is much darker than the Budweiser Clamato Chelada, but that was made with Clamato.
Looks like the second pour was a lot darker than, more opaque than the first pour, didn't it? Or am I wrong about that?
I don't know. I don't know how well mixed it was. Okay, well, as you can see, there's no head.
No head at all, yeah.
It fizzes right away, and you can already see some of the tomato stuff on the side. Is probably the salt and the tomato pulp, but it's super bubbly, eh?
Mm-hmm.
And what was the lighting in here is not ideal, but what's the coloring?
I mean, it's
like a tomato red.
It looks like tomato juice.
Like
a thin. Looks like a thin tomato juice is what it looks like.
Yeah, I agree with that.
With carbonation in it.
Carbonation. Well, we may as well go with the aroma. So it doesn't look bad, but it does look like a really Bloody Mary. Well, maybe, huh?
Yeah, I've had bloody beers at bars before, and
that's what they're doing. It's a prepared.
Tasted just like a Bloody Mary to me.
Yeah, they said they test marketed it, and the people liked it because basically they just did what people do at bars: mix a Modelo with tomato juice,
right,
lime, and salt.
So obviously the smell is I don't smell anything but tomato. If I smell the lime, even.
Yeah, I'm getting a strong whiff of tomato juice, tomato paste almost.
I don't smell the beer. I don't smell.
What about the tomato paste? Like, you know, if you get the tomato paste, like Del Monte tomato.
I mean, it's tomato.
Yeah, I'm getting a little beer. I'm getting a little beer, and I'm getting a little lime.
You get a little lime. I don't really get any beer at all. That smells. Let me see. Yours looks a little different than mine.
Yeah, yours.
I don't smell as much tomato in yours.
I don't think it's too much difference. Okay, let's go with the flavor.
Actually, it tastes more like a beer than I thought it would.
Yeah, it's like a really, really super light beer with some tomato background.
It's hard. The reviews on this are fairly straightforward. If you like tomatoes with your beer, you'll like it.
Yeah, and there's a little lime, but it's probably very low profile lime, right?
Yeah, I taste the lime. I taste it more than I smell it too.
It's different than the Budweiser one though because it's not made with any clam broth.
Oh, so
the Budweiser Clamato Chelada is made with mozz. If you go to the grocery store, they have mozz, and they call it Clamato. It's clam juice and tomato sauce.
Right.
And tomato juice and clam broth, and then they take the Budweiser.
So it has a
mix with
saltier flavor, I guess.
And they add, and it's 5% alcohol. This is only 3.5. You would never get drunk off this, but you would get full. It's 144 calories. This would be kind of heavy, huh? It's almost like a meal in a glass.
Yeah, well, I like tomato juice. If you don't like tomato juice.
Yeah, you'd hate it. What would you drink this with? By itself or with a meal? Like seafood? Fried seafood?
It's almost like a mixed drink to me.
So you don't know about a pairing. Just, you would have it at a...
I think I would just drink it before like a meal, maybe.
You think...
Like an appetizer.
Oh, an appetizer?
That's what they do in Europe, you know, like when I was in Switzerland, I was with that old couple, and they had tomato juice as a
Appetizer.
pre-dinner thing, yeah.
What about the mouthfeel?
That's real light, except for the tomatoes.
Overall, it's sort of medium, huh? It's not really heavy. It's spritzy.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, if you like that kind of stuff, you'll like it. If not, you'll hate it.
Finish is kind of dry.
That's a little, I'd say semi-dry.
Yeah, I said kind of dry.
Kind of dry.
And what about the drinkability?
I mean,
You could gulp it.
If you like tomatoes, it's really easy.
I would rather sip it than gulp it. Yeah, I've had people comment and say, I hate tomatoes. Well, then you're not going to like the beer. But it doesn't mean the product's bad. How would you rate the product?
I'd probably give it a B. You know, it's something worth trying once if you like tomatoes and like beer.
Yeah, I'll go along with that. I'll give it a B+, because I think it is well made.
Yeah, it's good.
I don't know a lot about tomato beers, Clamato Chelada beers, so I can't really say it's an A in the style, because I've only had the Budweiser, the Bud Light, and the Budweiser
I've never actually
Clamato
had
Chelada Picante.
This is the first of these kind of pre-mixed I've had. I've always only had this at a bar where
they made them.
Made it.
How does it hold up to those?
Those are so good because they put the spices and it tastes just like a Bloody Mary.
Yeah, if you get on the Budweiser can, if you get the Budweiser can, it says they suggest putting hot sauce in it. Mm-hmm. And then they have the one made with the hot sauce. So, okay.
And I'm drinking it, I like it.
Okay, so
maybe I'll give it a B+. Why not?
You gotta rate it according to what you think, not me. But I'll say B+.
I'm not spitting it out. I'm not going to pour it out.
No.
I'm going to finish it. So.
Oh no, I can see where this certainly has a place. So laissez-les bon temps relais. This is a very good product. I'm not gonna say beer. It's really kind of like a hybrid.
Right.
And I'm gonna end this review by saying, y'all come on down to southeastern Louisiana. Woo. And all of that.